Right, welcome to a video on how to graph inequalities in SI form. That's our slope-intercept form. So our rules, we're going to treat this just like it's our slope-intercept equation. So we're looking at y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is our y-intercept. We need to have the y by itself. After we get the y by itself, or if it already is, we find our m and our b. Then we graph our b and then use our m. And then our lines are going to be a little different. It's a solid line if we see a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to symbol. So that equal to means it's going to be a solid line. The dotted line is whenever it's a strictly less than or a strictly greater than. So we put dots to show that it can't equal anything on this line. And then we're going to shade above or below the line. The shading shows us where all of our answers are. This is where our inequality is different, just like whenever we did our inequality versus equations. On our inequality, we had to graph that number line. So the shading is kind of like our number line thing. Show that all of our answers are all in here. So let's get to it. So our first example, it says y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 3. So I check. Y is all by itself. So that means I can identify my slope and my intercept. So my slope is 2 over 1. My y-intercept is negative 3. So now I know my slope and my intercept. Now I'm going to look. Am I going to have a dotted line or a solid line? Dot or solid line? Well, I have a greater than or equal to, so that means it's a solid line. And then I need to know, am I going to shade above or below? So we're going to do above or below. So we look at this symbol. It says greater than. Greater than means above, so I'm going to shade above. So I'm going to go over here to my graph. So my b is negative 3, so I'm going to go down here to negative 3 on the y. And then my slope is 2 over 1, so that's 2, 1, 2, 1. And then we could keep going if we wanted to, but we don't have to. And we knew that it was a solid line, so we draw our solid line. Now we're going to shade above the line. So to do that, you're going to put your pencil right there on your y-axis where you put your first dot, and then we go above. Above is here, so I'm going to shade everything above this. So everything above. So our next example, we look, is the y by itself? The y is not by itself, so we have to get the y by itself. So I take my 3x plus 2y less than 6. I'm going to move my negative 3, my 3x, so I'm going to subtract 3x, and I get 2y less than negative 3x plus 6. Remember, we want to put our x before our number. And then I'm going to divide everything by 2. Everything by 2. So I get y is less than negative 3 divided by 2, x plus 3. Remember, we want to keep this as a fraction. So now we identify our slope, so that's negative 3 divided by 2, and our intercept, which is 3. Now this symbol, this less than symbol, means that we're going to have a dotted line, and we're going to shade below. So as we go over here to our graph, our y is 3, and then it's negative 3 divided by 2, so I'm going to go down 3 and right 2, and then down 3 and right 2, and this is a dotted line, so we're going to draw a dotted line through, a very poorly drawn dotted line. Then we're going to shade below. So again, I put right here on the y-axis, and then below is here. So I'm going to shade below the line, everything below the line. So now I have two examples for you to try on your own. You see that I have this dot here and this dot here. That just tells you whenever you look at the next page what color graph you're looking at. So go ahead, pause the video, and try to do these on your own now. Okay, so here is my work for that. Go ahead and check my work with yours. And then here is the first equation graphed. So go ahead, pause the video, check mine with yours. Then here's the second graph. So after you check your stuff with mine, that's it.